Hello and welcome to my video blog for Saturday, December the 18th. WikiLeaks founder Julian Assange is back in the news, and that last week he turned himself into authorities over those sexual assault charges. Now, while the cyber Robin Hood was temporarily out of commission last week, that didn't stop his band of merry men from waging cyber war in retaliation for his arrest. Now, these cyber merry men went after some very large corporations and happened to really screw up their websites temporarily. But the whole situation was sort of resolved in that those corporations were able to get back on track and redo the damages that were done. But that's neither here nor there, and that they'll be able to sort that out with them. As of this week, Assange is out on bail, and that should make a lot of people happy. And that he's currently under house arrest in Suffolk, England. So, out on bail for $370,000, Assange is currently held up in this tiny little 10-bedroom mansion on a 350,000-acre estate. Poor him. So while he's there, he happened to give an interview with Good Morning America. And during this interview, Assange basically said, listen, I'm still going to wage my cyber attacks and that I'm going to release those cables that I have. And he did a good job of protecting his sources, in that he says, hey, it's his journalistic right to do that, and that he has an obligation to, protect his sources. And to the big question, did he or didn't he with those two women? Basically, he says, yes, I had sex with her and her. Now, this entire situation, if you sum up what's happening in his professional life regarding WikiLeaks, and how there are a lot of countries who are after him because they're a little upset about him continually releasing cables, and now his personal life up in a little bit of uproar over these sexual assault charges, makes for a very wet and sticky situation with more friction to come. Ooh, that Julian. Now I gotta move on to Sarah Palin, and that she has not left the news. Go figure. Now, last week we saw her on the Barbara Walters special, and this is where she gave the big, maybe, to the would she run for president question. Then we saw her shoot Bambi's cousin on her reality show. Now, I really feel for Bambi, because hear me out. Bambi's mom was, killed by a hunter. Now Bambi has to relive her cousin being shot by Sarah Palin for good TV. And the entire situation really makes me want to cry like John Boehner and just get all upset. But I'm going to try and pull it together, because there's more to talk about with Sarah Palin, and that she moved on and went to Haiti. Now, thankfully, she didn't take any artillery with her. She just took Bristol the Pistol Palin, her daughter, to help with her hair. Maybe. I don't know. But anyway, while she was there, the press just seemed to go gaga over the fact that she was, that she showed up in Haiti. And that there were several publications that basically called the entire visit as sheer genius, and that she's this great political strategist, and that it's a great presidential move for her to go and visit Haiti. Quite frankly, I don't see any of that. I just see that she's basically a hunter with a big travel pass. That's all. No big news story there. Now, I got to talk about the president and the Democrats and Republicans, and that it is still a big news story regarding their whole back and forth, and that it is 'tis the season to be discontent. Now, the Democrats and the Republicans are proving that they can do one thing successfully, and that is waste taxpayers' money over what? Taxes. Yes, taxes. So the president has been getting a little, PO'd about the whole situation and that he's trying to work on the people's behalf. And standing up like Arnold Schwarzenegger did in that movie Total Recall, he basically went out and said, give the people some air. Because that's truly what he was trying to do when he cut a deal with the Republicans, saying that, hey, in exchange for those Bush tax cut extensions, if you sign on to extend unemployment, I think we have a deal. So the presidents and the Republicans basically came together and cut that deal. And things should have been done, and that the story should have been over. But no, the Republicans had to come out of that meeting and say, nah, we're going to get our tax cuts. And all that gloating and bragging basically made for good press. And what happened? The press and the media continued to spin that story and kind of agitate it, going, ooh, Democrats, now what are you going to do? What are you going to do? So the Democrats, trying to save face, basically came out and attacked the president. So while this fighting and back and forth was going on, the president then had to stand up once again and say, stop the squabbling, and go on national television to say, hey, the deal is good. Deal with it. Who does he think he is? And that now everybody's ticked off because nobody liked his tone. Like, yeah, maybe we do have to deal with it. Maybe it is good, but I don't like the way you said it, Mr. President. So what did the president do? He had to call the one guy who everybody still sort of likes, and that guy is Bill Clinton. So lo and behold, to everyone's surprise, Bill Clinton shows up in the press room in the Oval Office, down at the White House on Thursday. So there he was, standing up there, talking to the press, saying the same thing basically that Obama was saying before, but a nice, kinder and gentler way. And by the end of that conference, everybody was like, oh, I like you, Bill. I just love the way you talk, and blah, blah, blah. And everyone was so enamored and so back in love that the whole thing went down. And everyone just wondered, like, where's Bill been? Where's he been, you know? So it was all good after that. And that in the end, come this week, as of this Thursday, the Democrats came together and put through that vote, and the Republicans came together and put through that vote, and it came to the president's desk and he signed the papers, and now it's a done deal. The people have some air for 13 weeks or 2 years. But who's counting? 'Tis the season. I'll see you next time.